Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Sebastian Ryder, and you tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV. And we here with the heart of the trenches today, man. Capo, DZ, Dangerous Zach in the building. Let them know what's happening.
Yes, sir. You already know, man. I'm glad to be here on Cut Different TV. Cut different, baby.
Yeah.
Dangerous Zach, heart of the trenches, money right. We here, we in the building. All the way from CT 203.
For sure. Yeah, CT in the building, man. And we've been having a lot of Connecticut love in the building lately, just vibing. And somebody coming out of Connecticut, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody
For
gonna
sure.
make it happen. And one reason why I'm really excited about this interview, and for those of you that don't know about Capo, DZ, Dangerous Zach, really the heart of the trenches, black-hearted, you know what I'm saying? And what was we saying? We was talking earlier, you were saying the black heart shit is a different vibe and the heart of the trenches is a different vibe, and you got a meaning for each of them. So I want to start off by getting into those two sides of you as an artist.
Okay.
And how you articulate it so well.
All right, so let's start with the black heart. I feel like the black heart is more of the fun side of things. That's the more of the creative side in the studio. I feel like that's when I get to explore different types of vibes of hip hop, and rap, dancehall, R&B. I can kind of just express myself. Like the color of black itself, like is a compliment to every color that there is in the spectrum, and the black representing a shadow, which is behind you, and I feel like I'll always have your back, Yep. Like, and it's like, when it comes to the studio, like I stand my ground, I feel like I'm authentic, I bring that authenticity when it comes to the production, when it comes to the execution, and black heart is like, it's what my listeners want. It's what the audience wants. Like, I like to cater to them. I like when my fans are turned up with me. My supporters are turned up with me, and Heart of the Trenches is more of like the internal, the pain, the heart, literally the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like the feelings, the emotions, like everything from the spectrum, from, the streets to the love, that's really the focus, heart of the trenches, like the heart being the center, being the focus point, and a lot of people think like the trench is like the hood, you know what I mean? But it's like a trench is a deep pit. A trench is a deep pit, like that's a place, you know what I mean? Like in the state of war, soldiers hide in the trenches.
Trench warfare, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So when I mean like the heart of the trenches, like literally putting your emotions into this whole of a life that you live in. They say like show no love because love will get you killed. But when you think about it, everything that happens in this shit, like you react out of emotion. Like when your mans die, like you love your mans. You know what I mean? Like you feel that because you love them, not because you cool with them, not because that's my homie, not because we went to school together. Like the nigga was loyal to me. We got memories. Like he might know my family, whatever the case may be. The heart is really just everything intricate inside. Yeah.
Damn. And he focused on the heart, and that's probably because you a Cancer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
big
say
July Cancer.
They say people got shit to say about cancers, like, oh, cancer's emotional and all this shit. But at the end of the day, I mean, shit, bro. Like to get anywhere in life, you got to have emotional intelligence.
That's a
and
fact.
I feel like depending on wherever you grow up, you're more influenced by love, right? Some people grow up with no love, and it ends up turning them into a savage.
Right.
And I know that you grew up on kind of two sides of the line, right? So, Bridgeport, a little bit more rough and rugged. Stratford, a little bit more, comfortable of an area. And so I know you grew up in Stratford, moved over to Bridgeport when you got a little older. Talk about the transitions and the influences that those two areas had on you and your development.
So Stratford for me, like, I went to school in Stratford. Everybody growing up with each other. I live on the south end, exit 31. We all grew up together. I feel like the dynamic of music when I was in school was so different. Like I was a little younger. I was in an era where like SoundCloud was lit, you know what I mean? And niggas were really rapping. Like, it wasn't like all the hype shit, all the hip dancing and shit like that. Like niggas wanted to hear bars. You know what I mean? We could sit at the lunch table and we rap dissing each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit's lit. You know what I mean? So in school, like the dynamic was like, it was easier for me to like project my music out there and get it out there because it was like everybody knows me, you know, whether like, and they already know me personally, whether they got a class with me, like they got lunch with me, we chill outside, whatever the case may be. And I feel like a lot of my time in Stratford, I spent that literally honing my craft. Like, you know, I would do my school shit, whatever, but like I would come home and put my studio shit together and literally be recording music, you know? Like I did my extracurriculars, play football, you know, play basketball, Iraq, you know, shit like that. That's cool. But like I had a love for the music crazy. And that's why I just owned it mostly. I felt like that was my main thing to do every day. And then like, you know, as you branch out, you meet a lot of people. Like my best friend in school, he ended up going to Bullard Havens Technical School, which is in Bridgeport. So like, you know, that was kind of like the beginning of how I started branching over to Bridgeport, other than like summer camp and shit like that. But because they had like thrown a lot of parties, like I would go to the parties, I would meet people, and I would meet these people through social media as well. You know, I connect the faces to the @ names, and I'm like, okay, you're this person, and I know you're that, and you're cool with this person, you hang out with, whatever the case, you know, and just start connecting the dots, like, and it start expanding. And then I feel like I started going to a couple of studios in Bridgeport, and I feel like I was in a realm where I was meeting a lot of local artists. I feel like it was more of a popular thing to do in Bridgeport than it was Stratford. You know, I feel like we knew niggas make music because we're in school together. Like, it wasn't something like hey, I make music, this is what I fuck with. Like, I could go to Bridgeport, like, and I could meet a nigga, and a nigga on some, yo, bro, fuck with my music, this is what I do. Like, you feel me? Or I could meet a person, I seen your shit before, I know that you're into this, you feel me? I want to work with you on this, or whatever the case may be. Like, you know, it was already a different social aspect of when I got out there, you know? And then, obviously, like, the social life of Bridgeport, like, you feel me, it's rougher, you feel me? You got to be built for that shit. Like, you know, you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everybody's not built for the shit, you know what I mean? Like, and everybody's not living a street life. Like, there's people in Bridgeport that still live a regular life, you feel me? But they're just in the environment of what's going on, you know? And it's like, for me to thrive in the environment of what's going on, you got to learn to adapt.
Damn. I'm going to let that sink for 2 seconds. So, in regards to people that maybe wouldn't be able to put their finger on a map and say, oh, shit, that's Connecticut. I actually did an exercise the other day with my shorty, like, yo, let's see if we can name all 50 states.
Yeah.
And Connecticut has been top of mind for me lately, but then when we looked at the map, I'm like, damn, like, sometimes you can forget that, like, that little sneaky area up top in the corner.
Yeah.
For the people that say, like, oh, like, he talking about Bridgeport like it's rough and rugged. Maybe they're from Atlanta. Maybe they're from more the, you know, the places where the spotlight is on it, like Chicago, Baltimore, like shit like that. What would you say in response to that?
It's funny. It's funny because I feel like all of those famous people that be from those places, they come out here to Bridgeport and perform, and shit is lit. They love it out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a place where they want to be. It feels like another home to them, you know? And it's like, home is not like, I don't want to say home is not somewhere where it's like too quiet, you know what I mean? But when it's too quiet, you can't do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because you're disturbing the peace.
That's facts.
But when it's just right, you feel me? It makes a blend. You know? It becomes atmosphere.
Word.
So
you talk about your closest homeboy coming to Bridgeport, and then that's kind of, you know, that's how you started to kind of trickle into that area.
Yeah.
And one thing that you talk about a lot is loyalty.
Yeah.
And, you know, following your brothers, and also, you know, in the development of being a leader, all great leaders once had to be great followers.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so speak about that piece of, you know, coming into your own that you're in now. What went into that, and what have you learned along the way?
I could sit here and say, so, like, I was always the kid in school that, like I was popular in school, you know? Like, everybody kind of fuck with me. Like, I'm cool, I'm funny, like, I crack jokes, you know? Like, I could blend in with virtually anybody, you feel me? With any type of kids, like, you know? I'm not I'm not gonna say I'm not judgmental, you feel me? But like I don't project it on the people. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm a very open person. I like to keep spaces comfortable for people to wanna come in and let out whatever it is that they need to. And I used to be under this concept that like I have a lot of friends, you know? And then as I got older, it was like, okay, well, what's really a friend to me? You know, what classifies as a friend? That's why I always say my brothers. You know, I stay with my brothers. Like, you feel me? I don't look at my niggas and be like, oh, we friends. Like, I can stop talking today. Like, nah, like, this is my brother. We gonna get through this shit. You feel me? Where we gotta talk it out. We gotta cry it out, fight it out, whatever the case may be. Like, you feel me? But, like, it's a different type of bond. Like, you know what I mean? I got friends that are, then, like, aside from my brothers, I have friends that are actual friends. You feel me? I feel like I categorize my friends different. Why? Because I feel like friends don't go through the extraneous circumstances of what a person that is loyal to you will go through. If that makes sense.
Of course.
Like, you know, when people love you, when people care for you, when people want to see great for you, when they want to protect you, like it's a certain type of bond that you create with them. It's a certain type of relationship that's established because it's a deeper intimacy than just being friends. You know, this is like I love you, my bro. Like, you feel me? Like, if I could have you on the side of me and go up together with you, like I would. You know what I mean? And friends that aren't always like that because some friends don't have that same value and respect. You know, some friends might see you as just a pillar or a character that might just be in the way, you know, or just we might have a like similarity, you know, so it's convenient for them right now, you know, like there's a difference in that. And like, I literally only stick around to the people that are loyal to me. And, you know, like for me personally, like I feel like when I meet a person, like I already show you my loyalty. Like if I fuck with you, I fuck with you. It ain't no faking it, you know. And you can feel that off of me. That's what makes people comfortable when they meet me. That's what makes them want to open up. You know, people, like, when you see me, like, first thing you did when you see me, you smiled. Like,
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? Because you feel that energy off me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could look at my brother. It ain't shit funny. You feel me? I'm going to start smiling. You feel what I'm trying to say? Because it's good energy. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Like, that loyalty is deep to me.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
you said earlier we was talking, you said one of the cancer attributes that you have is, and if you know anything about astrology, again, Cancer is more emotionally, you know, inclined than or more emotionally inclined than other signs. But you said when you meet somebody, you're going to either encourage them to be their best self and encourage them to be exactly who they want to be, or you can make them be who you want them to be.
Right.
So explain that a little bit, and how do you differentiate and how do you understand that you know?
So, and I don't want to just limit this to music, because I feel like this is for any craft, goal, ideology, like anything in specific that you own and you perfect. You know, you gain this skill set, this set of characteristics where it's like, you know how to build something from nothing. You know how to add, you know how to invent. You know what I mean? And again, everybody doesn't keep those characteristics. Everybody's not built for that, you know? So you might already have a plan in play. And when I come along, I can just help you push that plan. You know? I don't want to design you nothing and say, here.
Yeah.
But if you do need that, then come to me and tell me what it is that you want to do, so we could devise something together, so that way you could execute it.
Because you're going to have their back. You're going to support it.
Of course. And then it's like, if you believe in me and you see what I'm doing and you feel like, damn, like you're successful already where you're at, and you're doing nothing but being more successful, you feel me? Then I'm not going to be stingy, and I'm going to share with you some things that helps me to be successful. Because if I love you and I care for you, I want to see you successful as well.
And you're going to give them an opportunity to play their role,
right,
and learn from you.
Absolutely.
Damn. Yeah, I fuck with that.
It's power in numbers. It's power in quantity.
It is. It is. And you know what I'm saying? My perspective and what I get from communicating with you is, you know, loyalty is obviously top of mind for you. And, you know, sometimes that can put people in interesting predicaments, right? And so, you know, obviously standing on business and being a leader and making decisions, you live with those decisions. How do you balance in situations when decisions that your brothers make or your friends make or the people that, you know, you surround yourself with, if they make decisions that you then have to deal with those repercussions with them or by yourself, right? How do you manage those decisions and you know, tell me about some times when you've had to,
All right.
you know what I'm saying?
I like how you worded the question, because now that you caught me, like, cause you kind of like, I broke down, like, you know, my brothers from just friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel in the aspect, like if I'm out with a friend or an associate and I feel like you're doing something that like I don't agree with, or like you move in a certain type of way that I can't get with, like, you know, I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be present and let you know right then and there before you continue and I get more upset, because we can either fix it right then and there or like I gotta remove myself.
Yep.
But like, my brothers is different. You know what I mean? Like, we move as one. I feel like we all kind of be like in each other's headspace. So it's like if I know you making this move, we all making this move together. You know? And then it's like, you might want to make a move, but like, we know it ain't right now. You feel me? So like, just hold off. We got you.
It's like that council element. Of
Literally.
Like, you got the government, you got the president, and then you
but
got
with my brothers, like, right or wrong, whether it's the right decision or wrong, like, we gonna step on that though. You know? Later we gonna delegate about it, because, hey, if you fucked up, you fucked up. And if you did the right thing, you did the right thing. But in that moment right there, it ain't no choosing. This is who I came with, this is who I'm leaving with. If we 30 niggas in, we 30 niggas out. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like this, you know?
I feel that.
Like, I feel like your friends is not always gonna be like that. You know, I have friends that are like, I have friends that are not in street life.
Yeah.
I have friends that don't live like that. You feel me? Me as a person, because I delegate with so many people, like, I know not to bring certain people in certain environments around certain characters. You know, I feel like you need to be able to have that level of discernment when dealing with people.
Damn. Well, look, he told us what makes him cut different right there. I ain't even have to ask him, but I'm going to still ask him anyway, because this is Cut Different TV, and when we standing on business, just like Capo DZ is standing on business, obviously. And before we get into that, go ahead and like, comment, and hit that big red button that says subscribe, because I mean, who else is getting this level of information out of your favorite artist, man? And if you had this your first time on Cut Different TV, we do this shit all the time. This is regular. You know what I'm saying? But this is not a regular nigga we got in the building today. So, Capo DZ, what makes you cut different? And we're going to get into the music too, because that was just some intrinsic values, because ultimately that's what separates, right? The music can hit, you know what I'm saying? You can have a great persona. You can have a great energy. You feel me? Yeah. But if people don't understand your intrinsic values and they can't find something to relate on, how can they really be a fanatic of you? Because people say fan, but fan just means fanatic. Fanatic means ride or die. That's loyalty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why we talk about that. But let's get into what makes you cut different.
You know, I feel like my loyalty makes me cut different, literally. How I present myself, how my impression when people meet me. You know, how I'm there for them. I'm a person that I feel like my friends come to me for a lot of advice. You know, a lot of people come to me with their problems. You know, they always want a different opinion or a different thinking method on how to deal with whatever that they're going through. You know, I feel like I'm cut different because I'm a different type of perfectionist. You know, like there's not one type of perfect. Yeah.
Damn.
There's not one type of perfect.
I like that. And one thing that I notice about him is one-liners. And just like we call them, like in English, when we're learning English, we learn about commas and semicolons. So one line can just be a paragraph.
Right.
It can just be a statement. But I feel like you got something. I feel like you the caption god. Do you write captions for yourself and for your niggas too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like the captions probably go crazy. Yeah,
For sure.
But speaking of captions and speaking of pen and shit, speaking of creative process, the pen is crazy.
Thank
So
you.
the first thing when we first figured out we was gonna do this, I listened to the Walk With Me, and that was
Yeah.
hard as hell. You
Thank
know what
you.
I'm saying?
Thank you.
And then you dive into your projects, and your most recent project, from the Black Heart series 1.5, you put out 40 songs.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And for those of you who listen to all 40, like that's bars every song, and then you bring in them. You mentioned with the Black Heart, that's your opportunity to really flex that creative muscle and play with different genres and do different things, and to be able to carry that energy and to be able to maintain that consistent message and theme and stand on what you stand on as an artist for 40 songs is tough.
Thank you.
And so talk to me about how you've developed that pen. Talk to me about how your creative process works and how you move as an artist.
So I feel like with the Black Heart 1.5, let me not start at the album. Let me start in the studio.
Okay.
When I'm on a schedule, if like I'm in the studio every single day, I'm probably on an average banging out anywhere from between 4 to 6 songs a day. So when you average that at the end of the week, you got a good 30, 40 songs. When you average that out of a month, you got a good 150 songs.
And I got to check you real quick, because some niggas will be like, oh, I do 4 to 6 songs. Is that 4 to 6 ideas, or is that 4 to 6 hook versus bridge, full complete tracks?
So let's say 4 to 6 compilations then, because I feel like every song doesn't need hook, verse, chorus. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like there are different type of ways to compilate a song.
Yeah. Like Walk With Me. That's just bar and air it out.
It's
That's
straight
just
barring it up and going
yeah.
straight through.
Yeah.
But it's like it gives you that vibe. Then you could go on my projects and you could get more formulated songs.
Okay.
With a chorus that, okay, this is a bop that I could remember. Like or Jealous Hearted, for example. That's also a straight through song, but you get a hook at the beginning and the end. Whenever niggas say that, I see through these niggas, they too jealous hearted.
Yeah.
That's gonna put them in that vibe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's something they could sing. Even if they don't know the verse. As soon as the chorus come back on at the end, they gonna sing that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you working, and I kind of got off guard with the little non sequitur there, but in regards to the creative process, and you were talking about being in the studio, cooking up 4 to 6 tracks or ideas or compilations, and then that adds up.
So like I don't have a one way to create a song. I feel like I might be in the mode for this song to write it, and then I might be in this mode of a song to just jump in front of the microphone and start spitting.
Yeah.
So it literally depends on the vibe of the music. Like I literally go off the vibes. Vibes don't lie. You have to go off the vibe. Like if I'm listening to a song and I'm not feeling it, I gotta scratch it. Because if I'm not feeling it, my listener's not gonna feel it.
Because they can feel that.
Literally, I didn't put the right energies into the song to make them feel like, damn, like I'm fucking with her. So I understood where he was coming from, or whatever the mission of the concept of the song it was supposed to do. So
damn. So when you're making tracks, how do you differentiate, like, all right, this one's going to go, I'm going to save this for the Heart of the Trenches, or I'm going to put it out as a single, or this going to be on the next Black Heart project?
So, like, all right, so, like, for me, like, I've always had a difficulty, like memorizing my songs sometimes because I have so much music.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like if I do a song and like I remember it mad quick, like top to bottom, I know like this shit got to fire right now.
Yeah.
This shit got to fire right now. You feel me? If I show somebody and they gonna hit me later, like, nah, bro, I need that song. Like, what was that shit you was playing in the car? Like, I know I got to fire it right now. If I know it's a song that's more personal and I'm listening to it in a playlist of other songs, then I might, okay, let me save this for the album. Or if I feel like I'm getting ready to structure something together because I might see a similar vibe in a collection of music, So like I don't feel like I don't have like a set way that makes me feel like, okay, now I'm gonna make an album. Like, nah, I might have like a collection of music and I feel like, damn, this shit flowing together, or whatever time of life I was going through this right now, and this all fits together and I could push that as one.
Damn.
So
you performed for Dirt, or you opened up for Dirt.
Yeah, a couple times.
Okay, we're going to talk about it. And you had a few things happen in your life, you feel me, early on that inspired you, but also things that broke your heart. And not to make an analogy or metaphor here, but that turned you black-hearted.
Right.
You know, so let's talk about those two pivotal moments, right? Performing or opening up for your favorite artists, and then also going through those hard times.
Yeah.
That have, you know, ultimately contributed to where you are and put that battery in your back.
So, you know, Lil Durk is my favorite artist. You know, like I've been fucking with Lil Durk since the Chief Keef era. You know, when everybody loved Chief Sosa. Like, you know, I was fucking with Durk. You know, I liked his sound. 300 Days, 300 Nights tour. I'm a junior in high school. You know, it's lit. I'm rapping. I got buzz in the school. We got merchandise, you know, like bitches walking around school in our T-shirts and shit. Like, you know, shit turned up.
Yeah.
And we had the show at Rampage Skate Shop, which is like no longer, I don't think it's a skate shop any longer, but the venue, I think there was about like 500 people in the venue. And
Damn.
we had it was me and a group of my niggas, like about 5 of us, and we had a 10-minute set. And we literally went on like we were the artists right before Durk, you know. And when we was getting off, he was walking through the crowd through the back, coming in, and like it was just a whole moment and shit. Like and like I went to school the next day, and everybody was talking about like, yo, like you did that, like you opened up for Durk, bro. Like you was on stage, like yo, did you get to meet him? Like you know all types of shit.
Yeah.
So like it was a moment for me where I felt like damn, like you know people believe in me, people really want to see me like go forward and do this thing, like you know.
Yeah.
Because for me it was just like. Music for me was like my therapy. That was my venting sessions. Like, you know, like growing up, like my parents, like they got divorced and shit like that. I was kind of more of like an internalized person. Like, so I wasn't really expressive with like talking to people and telling them how I feel, which is kind of funny now because like I feel like it's easy for me to articulate now. But it was difficult for me as a child. So like I literally sat in front of the mic and was like, well, if I can't talk to you, like I'm singing to you, I'm gonna rap to you.
How old were you when your parents got divorced?
I was about 12 years old, 11, 12 years old.
My parents got divorced when I was like, what? Shit, 20, like a grown man.
Yeah.
So I feel you. That shit will kind of switch you up a little bit.
Facts.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, I was shut off. Like I didn't want to talk to nobody, you know? Like that was life in Stratford. Like, you know what I mean? Like I ain't want to talk to nobody. Like that's why I love my studio every day. Like that's my safe place, my sanctuary, like, you know? And then after opening up and doing shows, like, you know, being like, let's see, my junior year, being like 15, 16 and getting in the club, you know, and being able to perform in the club, like, and come back to school the next day, like, yo, I just performed in the club. Like, it's grown-ass people in there, shit like that, you know, like, it was a turnt feeling. And my junior year progressed, and my friend Bella, like, she committed suicide. And that was something that had kind of like it hurt me, and it was a big driving force for me to like go hard with this shit, because it was like I felt like that was my first real moment of pain that I was going through. Like I had something that hurt me, that broke me, that like made me feel like giving up, like I don't know, you know, like I don't know if I could do this, like, you feel what I'm trying to say? And it was like in the same breath I was sitting in the studio and I'm making music, and like I'm writing my feelings on paper, and I'm making music and listening back to myself like, damn, this is me talking. Like I'm not knowing I'm capable of this. I'm not knowing of what my pen could do on the paper yet. What kind of, you know, the power of the tongue is crazy, you know? And like I also live by this thing where like wasteful words make for distraction. You know? So like be careful what you say and how you say it.
Always say less than necessary.
Literally.
It's a law of power.
So
shout out Robert Greene.
For sure.
And I would say, so, and you know, I wasn't there when that happened. I wasn't there your junior year of high school, but when you're first making music in the beginning, you know, you're rapping, you're spitting bars, you're putting on freestyles, you're Jones and niggas roasting, doing bars, and then your friend passes away, R.I.P. And would you say that inspired you to start to put more of that, where you went from the black heart, quote unquote, to saying, damn, okay, well, the heart of the trenches, like now you added more context, you're being more yourself. I was watching Math Hoffa, And we don't, it's not sponsored. We don't usually shout out other platforms, but Student of the Game, watching Math Hoffa, Fabio Foreign was just on there. And, you know, he raps, you know, drill shit, New York shit.
Right.
But he was talking about on his newest project how he's starting to open up and be more vulnerable. And how would you say you're balancing those two things? Because some people are saying, oh, glorifying the street shit. It's, you know, oh, why are people glorifying the street shit? People are dying, kids are dying, etc. in different areas. But that's what people are listening to right now. Even if you're not in the streets, you still listening to street shit. And so how do you balance those two things?
So, like, first off, I want to say, like, and I'm glad that you asked me that, because it's actually something I've given some thought for some time. And I wholeheartedly, truthfully don't feel like the artists themselves glorify the street shit. I feel like it's the listeners and the consumers that glorify the street shit. It's the people that are not in the street shit. Because when you're literally in this shit, it's not fun and games. Like, you know, when you in this shit and you going through pain, when you really losing niggas and you know, when you losing money, you feel me, or you know, whatever your case, whatever your scenario is, like, the shit's not fun. You know, we're not doing this for fun. Like, it's niggas trying to find a way to provide for their families, trying to survive, trying to, you know, make a honest living for themselves. You feel me? What they feel like they're capable of. Like, you know, they can't go back home and live a different life tomorrow and be a different person tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like it's them that's glorifying this shit, you know? And then at the same breath, like, going through such a rough journey, like, people set goals for themselves. You know, you are always going to self-praise yourself for your goals that you accomplish, you know? And like, I feel like the essence of a man, like, I don't want to say we're savages, but, like, we're savages. You know what I mean? Like, we react to the flesh different. Like, you know, women are emotional. Like, men are impulsive. Like, you feel what I'm trying to say? We
purpose driven.
Yeah, like, you know, like, we love that bravissimo. Like, you feel what I'm trying to say? So,
Bravissimo, bravado. Yeah.
Whatever.
He just created a new word.
That's the word I really meant to use.
Yeah, I actually fuck with bravissimo over bravado. It's actually
bravado though. Thank you.
But I mean, I say, like, bro, like, you know, my perspective. I grew up in the suburbs. You know what I'm saying, and whatever. And I was around a certain environment. But I feel like you grow up and you can't blame what comes out of the environment, right? So, like,
exactly.
If I grew up, my pop's a CEO. My pops work in Wall Street. My grandfather worked in Wall Street. You know, my great-grandfather worked in Wall Street. Right. I'm probably going to work in Wall Street. Right. And if I'm monetizing and, you know, building a career based on what was my original influences, nobody talking shit about that. So when we're in an environment where, you know, your pops or your uncle or your cousins or whatever influence from an early on, we can't get mad. And then if now the way that the music scene is going, it's getting popularized and it's okay. Like, shit, we can't, I mean, shit, niggas gonna get the bag regardless.
Right.
But one thing I want to talk about is, all right, we about to get into it. We speed round, but is you a hustler? So, you know, when I say hustler, for everybody listening, that doesn't necessarily mean
I'm a hustler,
hustling in a bad way. But talk about hustling, talk about working, talk about getting to the bread, what that means to you. And, you know, as artists, usually they're the last ones that get paid. But how are you making that happen for you?
I always kept a job, you know. Little motion is always better than no motion. You know what I'm saying? And don't let nobody tell you that a 9 to 5 is not motion, you know, because you getting a check, you getting paid. You could pay your bills. You can still get the same shit that somebody else is going to get, whether they're getting it a little harder than you or getting it a little faster than you, you know. And then it's like, when you versatile and you a hybrid, like, you could do both. So, you know, I do it all. I try any way I could try to get the money, like, I go get the money.
Facts.
You know?
Word up, man. Shit, we respect that. And I can already tell we're going to have to do another interview at some point down the line. Because
for sure.
You know, we've been talking for like, damn, I think Big Chat, we've been talking for like 30, 45 minutes. So I'm like, damn, we could go for 3 more hours.
Right.
But shit, man, like, in regards to what's to come for you, in regards to, you know, your story, and, you know, they say the journey is the destination, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about what's still to come on your journey, what people can expect from Capo DZ.
Heart of the Trenches. So Heart of the Trenches 3 is gonna be my last installment to the album. You know, I'm gonna move forward to like branding myself more as Dangerous. You know, hence because like everybody calls me DZ. You know, Dangerous Zach. It's just more closer to the point. You know, but like Heart of the Trenches is the original. It's where it started, and I'm excited for the Heart of the Trenches 3 project. I've been working on it for, I want to say, the past like 3-4 years now.
Oh wow.
You know, I had went through like a relationship for a little bit that kind of like deterred me from like what I was focused on for a minute. But like,
Why
still
do they do that? Why do relationships
like,
fuck us up as men?
Like I still was focused. Like, don't get me wrong, I still was focused on my music, and I was in the studio. But it was just like you know, like when you in love, like you in love, bro. You know what I mean? Like I was in love. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what I felt. But it was like during that time, I took a lot of time to strategize and put up my ammo. And, you know, I could definitely say I'm ready for war. So, you know, Heart of the Trenches 3 to come. My brother got a project coming out, being boy, you feel me? 6-2 on the way. And I think that's really just it. You know what I'm saying? I plan to do more shows this year. You're going to see a lot more music videos coming from me. And yeah. I'm here, you know. I'm glad to be here. I'm here, you know. Don't overlook me. Don't underlook me. Standing on business, you feel me? Capo DZ, Dangerous Zach, you know. Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready, nigga. You feel me?
Real shit. And it's hard to overlook him. Nigga walked in, he's 6'3". I couldn't even see the entrance. I told him when we were setting up for the headshot, we're gonna need to raise it up a little bit. But shit, man. I'm gonna call you Dangerous Zach now. We gonna start the rebrand on Cut Different.
For sure.
Appreciate you joining us today, bro.
Appreciate you.
Great conversation. And shit, man, you know, usually what I like to ask, and this gonna be the closer, right? Because I already know you're gonna say some fire shit. When you wake up in the morning, right? Some people will wake up and they'll go jump in a cold shower or do some bull. I don't know why people do that bullshit, but everybody got their own things, right? What do you think about when you wake up, and what is that one thing that you say to yourself or what is that one habit that you do that allows you to move about the day and keep you at that Zen state?
I get out the bed and I turn my swag on. You know?
I feel that.
You know, when you look good, you feel good.
Play good, you get paid good.
That's it. You know, people like that. People like what they see. People like what they can't have. And you know?
Word. And look, hey, Vic, bro, I know we stretching it, bro, but look, you said some shit before we got started, and about the shit. You said it's the same ad lib, but it's 3 different ways.
It's 3 different ways.
Tell them a little bit about that before we get out of here.
All right, so like when I'm on my melodies, it's a you know, when I'm on my real rap, you know, I'm on that because I'm talking to you. And then like when we want to get litty, we want to get on that gang shit, the you feel me?
Yeah,
that's what we got.
I feel it, bro.
It's
Man,
all
you can feel his energy, bro, coming through the camera. You know what I'm saying? If you still haven't hit the like button, if you still haven't commented your favorite part of the video, and you still haven't hit subscribe, I don't know what the hell you're doing for real. You honestly a hater at this point. We've been talking for 45, 50 minutes. If you still ain't subscribed, I don't even want you on the platform no more.
Click that shit, man.
Yeah, man, but it's your boy Sebastian Ryder, if you forgot my name, because he been saying some fire ass shit. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Cut Different TV. We here with my dog.
Dangerous Zach, Capo DZ, Heart of the Trenches, you knew it.
And go stream his shit, man. Stay tuned for what he got coming. He finishing off his last version of the installment. And shit, man, he part of the Cut Different family now, so we standing on it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, bro.
Thank you.
And we gonna do this again, part 2 on the way.
Yeah, for sure. You know that.
Y'all be blessed.